think one reason why the Chiefs, that they won't make the Super Bowl is that they can't even win the Super Bowl with this type of defense, because we know this year the Saints, the Bucks, there's so many other teams coming at the Packers, the Cowboys. There's so many other teams that are coming at you with that great offense. You can't. I mean, just seeing off the Raiders, how they beat them, the Patriots figured something out, and that the Chiefs just basically pasted that against their offense. Let's just say Patrick Mahomes is not having his day. Who's gonna come save the day? That's where the defense is to come up, and the defense, it can force turnovers against bad teams. I'm not saying the Patriots are bad teams. I'm not saying the Ravens are bad teams. I'm just saying that they're forcing them, luckily, and just that the other teams making mistakes. They're not forcing exactly turnovers, and they're not good at stopping the run. I mean, we saw them. They could have just run committed the whole game against the Patriots, and they decided to give a lot of rushing yards. And the Patriots, they stayed in with them 3 quarters just because of they didn't attack this Chiefs defense, and they still put up a fair amount of points out of 10 points, even though they should have got about 16 or 19 points. I mean, I think the Patriots is a very good example to take for the Chiefs, just because I think that the Patriots, they're not a big team right now with how Cam Newton got tested positive. But if you beat a good team like that, and you won the Super Bowl last year and you were close, it doesn't show that you're gonna win it again, because this year it's gonna be hard, because you're gonna have to face those really good offenses, and we know Lamar, he can beat you. You know, you just beat him that day because it wasn't his good day. Let's just say Patrick Mahomes doesn't have a good day. It won't be good for them. And then this defense is carried by Tyrann Mathieu. I think a problem for them is their defense. I think they need another star in their team, maybe in the linebacker, maybe another pass rusher. I know they got Frank Clark, but I think a secondary guy might help. A star corner. Maybe you trade for a good corner. He might be old or young, or draft a corner or something like that. They could have landed a corner in their draft instead of drafting Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You don't even use that. You didn't even use running back. What are you trying to do? You were best last year. You're just trying to get an excuse, Andy Reid. This defense is not good, and I think especially the run defense and the pass defense, they just somehow force turnovers because of their offense. Their offense is carrying them. So I think a problem is their defense. Number 4, I think another thing is just Andy Reid in general. And Andy Reid has a postseason record of 15-14, and last year that he just got 3. I know he lost against the Patriots many times, but still, that's not a good record, my friend. You almost lost to the Texans last year, but luckily, because it's Bill O'Brien, you won the game, my friend. Andy Reid, he's not a good playoff coach. He's known for building the offense. He can't lead his team. I mean, he's coached so many years. He's a good coach in the regular season, but his playoff stats are not good. He just won last year because of Patrick Mahomes. I mean, look how many chances he had in his career. I mean, when he was at the Eagles, he had a chance. He had so many chances in his coaching time, in his coaching career. He had so much time, but he still couldn't do anything. That shows you that he's not a qualified playoff coach. Just because you do it once doesn't mean you're going to do it every time. That's not going to make you escape. So I think that's another reason. Andy Reid, he does not have a good playoff. He just hasn't been a good playoff coach for his team. Maybe he doesn't figure stuff out. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe the Raiders, the Patriots opened up something. The Raiders did that, and now maybe other teams use that against them. Maybe the Bills beat them this week. Maybe other teams beat them later. Maybe the Chargers beat them in a close game. Who knows? They could beat you, the Chiefs. The Chiefs could get out there, kick the heck out of you. Other teams, what the Chiefs do is they kick the heck out of you. Other teams can kick the heck out of you. That's one thing that Andy Reid's got to notice, because when they're down, he doesn't know what to do. He has to trust Patrick Mahomes to do all the stuff. And I think that's one thing. Andy Reid, he's not a good playoff coach. He could be a good regular season coach, but he can't win a Super Bowl again if you're not going to have a good playoff record. I think another reason that you guys got to remember is they're still the Baltimore Ravens. They are capable of beating them. They never found out how to stop Patrick Mahomes. Let's just say if they use that strategy, they could probably crush Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. Like, let's just say it goes to the AFC divisional round or the AFC championship game. The Chiefs are right there. The Ravens will be right there to stop them, and they could go to the Super Bowl. And I think it's definitely possible. Like, why not? Why wouldn't the Chiefs be? Why would the Ravens be able to stop the Chiefs team? Because we've seen it. We saw it against the Raiders. I know they lost this like left guard, but still, it's a left guard. Unless the backup one is really, really bad that he can't even block. Let's just say he's like 2 pounds and he can't even walk or something like that. I'm not saying anything about that guy, but let's just say even if that injury is that guy really gonna help you? This team, they have Calais Campbell, Patrick Queen. They're stacked. Secondary wise, they can guard them too. They apply the pressure. So I think that's one thing that the Ravens can do. I don't know why. People are just saying, "Oh, the Chiefs are gonna win the Super Bowl again. They're gonna be the AFC champions." I mean, the Ravens are still there. We saw how the Raiders stopped them. We saw the Patriots were able to stay in with the Chiefs for 3 quarters without having the starting quarterback out there, without having a real starting quarterback out there until Jarrett Stidham came out. So yeah, I think the Ravens are still out there. I think the Chiefs, like people are thinking, oh, they're gonna win the Super Bowl because of the Ravens. They can't compete. If that Ravens defense gets one more shot, I'm telling you guys, they're gonna win. Okay, the Ravens. Another thing that they can't win the Super Bowl is their schedule's hard. We know how hard the schedule is. It's pretty dang hard, you know what I mean? Just look. I mean, we're 1 through week 5. I don't know. Maybe you guys might be watching this video like 10 days after. But whatever. Here, you have the Raiders. They lost that game. Next, you got Buffalo. Buffalo's going to be a good game because they're coming off a bye week. I mean, they're coming off a loss to the Raiders, and now you're going to go play the Bills on Thursday Night Football in a short week. And the Bills are coming off 2 days. I think this game is going to get moved to Sunday, most likely. But taking a loss and playing on a Thursday night game is kind of hard for any team. Then you got the Broncos, which you could win, but they're still a young team. Brett Rippon, he could still play, okay? So don't underestimate him. I believe they can win that game too. The Jets and the Broncos, you're going to get 2 wins right there. And then you're going to play the Panthers. Maybe the Panthers show up, but I don't think that would happen. And then that's where you're going to hit the bye in week 10. And then week 11 at Las Vegas. You're going to Las Vegas playing there in the pretty hot weather in the stadium. And I just think, how are they going to win this game? How? It's on a Sunday Night Football game too. Las Vegas and I think that could be a game that you might lose. Then you got the Buccaneers. You could lose to them too. They can force turnovers. Then they're going to face the Broncos. You're going to take the win there. Then you got the Dolphins. You're going to take the win there too. And then you got the Saints right there. They could probably beat you too. The Saints and Bucks are going to be 2 interesting teams to play you. And then you're going to have the Falcons come at you. That game might be close. And then you got the Chargers. The Chargers, I think they can win the next time. Even though they have those injuries, but I think they can win the next time. So yeah, I mean, I can see 3-4 losses right there. I can see the Buccaneers, I can see the Bills, I can see the Saints, I can see the Chargers. How can they win a Super Bowl like that? If you lost to the Raiders, we're not even a Super Bowl contender this year in their division. And I just think it's not just random loss. Mahomes is really garbage in that game. I know he was good in the first half, but second half, if you're a good quarterback, you got to be consistent the whole game. So yeah, that's one thing that the Chiefs don't have. So stop favoring the Chiefs here, guys. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. And looking at the schedule, another thing is injuries. Injuries could be a real problem this year. We've seen so many people go down. I mean, we saw their left guard go down. We already saw that. And Sammy Watkins, he got a hamstring injury already too. And Patrick Mahomes, he got injured last year with that kneecap. Tyreek Hill got injured last year too. And this year, what if that happens? You're not going to win. So many guys are getting injured. I don't see why someone won't get injured on this team. I mean, who knows, really? I think Mahomes could actually get injured. Anyone on this offense could get injured. And everything means to them. Every single piece on offense means something. They use it like they use it like they bought it. And that's how they use it. Even if they spent a little amount of money for some young guy, they're using them well. And they're fine with it. They're fine if they have depth like that. But they're using them like they bought him. You know what I mean? So I think that's one thing that you got to watch out for injuries. What if Mahomes falls down? How is it going to be? So I think injuries is a big thing this year too. So whichever team does not take as many injuries is going to win the Super Bowl.